Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. For listening to FootMob's audio commentary.
A very good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you are, and welcome to the Lincoln Financial Field Stadium here in Philadelphia. We're in America, we're in Pennsylvania for the Club World Cup, and it's all about D this evening as the two fancied sides in this group look to play top spot and a place in the knockout rounds. Flamengo and Chelsea, they'll be very much expected to both go through, but this is very much about who's going to take that top spot and potentially, of course, get an easier route through the competition. Both starting with comfortable victories, 2-0. LAFC were beaten by Chelsea, and the Tunisian champions, yes, Tunis, beaten by Flamengo. Nice and comfortable for both teams, but it's been a lot tougher, and particularly a lot tougher for Chelsea this afternoon as they come up against the biggest side in Brazilian football. And they made a few changes as well as Maresca. 4 changes from that 2-0 victory on Tuesday. Adarabio, Lavia, Madwicki and Nicholas Jackson dropping to the bench, and into the starting 11 come Trevor Shalabar, fresh of course from a loan spell at FA Cup winners Crystal Palace. Enzo Fernandez as well got the score sheet in that game against LAFC, and the introduction of new signing Henry Delap, the ex-Switchman, lead the line for Enzo Maresca's men. Flamengo then leading the Tunisian champions Tunis 2-0 in their opening group game. 3 changes from that side, and at the back, a couple of changes there. Danilo and Wesley Franca come in, and both Ortiz and Miller drop to the bench, and up front the Ecuadorian Plata comes in, the Uruguayan Pedro. Huge block of a stadium. It's far from full. You've probably, if you haven't been following the tournament, heard the lack of ticket sales, and it is a huge stadium as well, but there are particularly plenty of Brazilian fans in the stadium tonight to cheer on the black and red of Flamengo here at the Lincoln Financial Field Stadium here in Philadelphia. And have a look at the lineups. Let's hold just under 70,000 this stadium. It's difficult to tell, isn't it? It's probably, it might be half full, possibly. It's about 35,000 here, I would say. I'm probably going to completely wrong without the attendance later on. Keep an eye out for that for you. But the lineups, first of all, we'll have a look at Chelsea. So Sanchez in goal, back 4 from left to right from Corella, Colwill, Shalabar and Gusto holding in midfield. So slightly sort of different position, slightly more advanced position from Reece James alongside Casado. Then Enzo Fernandez and the front 3 of Neto and Palmer on the wings, with Rory Delap, the new man, in the centre for Flamengo. Then Rossi in goal, back 4 from left to right with the knee for the one keep an eye on how it sets up. Lucas, Leo Pereira, Danilo, and he's ex-Manchester City, by the way, if he sounds familiar. That's number 13 for Flamengo. And on the right-hand side, Wesley Franca. Jorginho, of course, well, very familiar with Premier League followers, of course. Ex-Arsenal, but more importantly, ex-Manchester City, playing against his former side tonight. Got the deal done, the free transfer from the North Londoners, alongside Pulgar, the number 5 ex-Bologna man. Then you've got Lucas Ario, the number 10, the Rascaeta, the Uruguayan Gerson, and Plaza, as I said, leading the line on the benches. First of all, for Chelsea, Akipong, Adarabio, Andre Santos, Anselmino, the Argentinian, Badiashile, Dewsbury Hall, Masuko, George, Way, Nicholas Jackson, as I mentioned earlier, Orson, Lavia, Madwicki, Chris Nkunku, and Sarr, and fellow Brazilians, Alexandro, Alan, Bruno Henrique, Everton, Mario, Victor, Juninho, Leo Ortiz, Matias Cunha, Matias Gonçalves, I should say, Michael, Pedro, Correa, Mina, and Wallace Yan, our referee for this afternoon, this evening, is Ivan Barton from El Salvador. Just a quick mention of the Flamengo manager, who is Philippe Luis. He was at Chelsea for a little bit. He struggled to get through into the first 11, but he was there in the 2014-15 season and battled for a place in the back four with Azpilicueta, and ultimately it didn't work out in favour of the Brazilian. Chelsea, of course, former winners of this tournament 2022 through their win in the Champions League when it beat Manchester City. And Chelsea with a change strip this afternoon. They are donning a white strip with a little bit of red trim. Home strip for Flamengo, which is the red and black striped shirts, the black shorts, the red and white striped socks. It's a hot afternoon here in Pennsylvania. Local temperatures around about 28 degrees. And both teams will look to push on from their opening fixtures. Very, very comfortable both sides. It's going to be a lot more difficult, a lot tougher to play in the heat against far improved sides. So Flamengo to get us underway in this first half, playing from left to right. So they're taking the goal towards our right-hand side as the ball gets out of play early on over on the far side. It'll be a throw-in to the Brazilians. And just to the left of the centre circle. Of course, wouldn't be about on for either side. It's more about who wants to push on and try and finish. Of course, it would come into play if these two teams did draw today, because of course they both won their first matches 2-0, and then it would come down to goal difference, of course, on the last games these two play. Early possession for Flamengo on the right-hand side. It's gone out of play, but it's going to be called back for a free kick for the Brazilians, which Enzo Fernandez is not happy about at all. Just looking at a replay of it, it was the challenge, by the looks of things, from Levi Colwell, which has resulted in a free kick, no more than a free kick for the Brazilians, but the player who was down by Levi Colwell is Gerson. He's still down at the moment, a little bit of pain. This near side of it helps with his feet now, actually. A little bit of a grimace on his face. It was pulled up by Wesley Franco, the number 43 for Flamengo. So it will be a free kick. And the free kick's just on the halfway line. A couple of minutes played here in Philadelphia. And it's gone. The free kick is taken back towards the edge of the back for Leo Pereira over on that far side. Goes out towards the number 6 there, Lucas. To the goalkeeper, let me tell you about him, the Argentinian, Agustin Rossi, in all yellow. Towards our left-hand side this afternoon, goes low out towards Lucas, gets the ball back immediately just inside his 6-yard area, takes one touch, then clips it out right footed towards his near side. There's space there as well, which he spotted Wesley Franco in. Over the halfway line he comes, good challenge comes in for Chelsea to win the ball, and the ball is loose on the halfway line inside. Colwell just goes long, so long in fact that it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper Rossi. Rossi leaves it though for the defender Leo Pereira. Pereira just receiving the ball again, just to the left of the corner, left corner of the penalty area. Early possession is with the Brazilians, just on the edge of their own penalty area though. In the end, back to Danilo, just to the right of the 6-yard area, towards the near side again, Wesley Franco. Wesley Franco goes down by Cucurella, goes long right footed towards the halfway line. Chelsea will tidy that one up, and a heavy touch this time by Augusto. Brings all the way back to the goalkeeper. Clearance though towards the halfway line. Could they capitalise here? The Brazilians ball on the edge of the penalty area. It comes not too much on it, threaded through towards, I think it was towards Gerson, and too much on it in the end, goes all the way through to the Chelsea goalkeeper, Ron Sanchez. Sloppy from Chelsea early on. Chelsea fixture, that 2-0 victory, of course. And going to be in the mix next season for the title. We're talking about the Manchester Cities, Arsenal's and Liverpool's of this world, of course, but Chelsea would certainly fancy themselves to be in the mix as a sort of fourth leg of that potential title battle. Sanchez again, edge of the 6-yard area, gets clearance by the Spanish goalkeeper towards the edge of the penalty area, and it's going to be a free kick. Is it too far? Again, the referees allow play to continue, and in the end they've lost possession. They might have wanted the free kick. Actually, it's loose again on the edge of the penalty area. Chelsea really sloppy in the end. It's a snapshot which goes high and wide over the bar, but Sanchez is kicking early doors, leaving a lot to be desired. That's twice he's kicked from the edge of his own 6-yard area, just gifted the ball back to Flamengo. On both occasions they failed to capitalise. This latest clearance ended with a shot from the edge of the penalty area from the captain Gerson. The outside of the boot, the outside of the right boot was rising, and Sanchez was happy to see that one fly over the bar towards our right-hand side. He's bowled out low to Chalabar out towards that far side, and Gusto plays back towards the edge of the right-hand side of his penalty area. Be careful here, Chelsea. Big little back heel this time by Casado. They're in business here, Chelsea. Long ball forward, those not a great one. Searching out Cole Palmer and Flamengo. But again, they go long this time out towards that that left-hand side this time. One to chase for Luis Ario. Ario picks it up as well. Back he goes down the line towards the 6S. And, well, he fancied his chances there from about 40 yards out from a very, very wide angle. And in the end, it's a comfortable one for Robert Sanchez from the number 6 Ayrton Lucas is Sanchez again, can he kick better this time? Is he going to go low? He does go out low because he spots Casado in a little bit of space. Casado over the halfway line, it goes. Lovely ball as well. This is good from Chelsea. There's the ball forward towards the edge of the penalty area. They're in business here, Chelsea. Shot comes in. Always rising from Delat. Wouldn't that have been a real opener for the ex-Ipswich Town man? He was threaded through. Beautiful ball forward as well by Enzo Fernandez. Picks the ball up edge of the penalty area. Right-footed. Tried to beat the keeper at the near post. Keeper sort of flapped at it really. It's a decent effort from Delat, but he's trying to beat the goalkeeper at the near post. Chelsea will have an early corner here in Philadelphia, the first of the afternoon. And it was still goalless here in Pennsylvania, but Chelsea with an opportunity here. First set piece for them in this first half. And, it's going to be a right-footed in swinger threat right now, so I should say from the far side. Willard's up there, as is Casado, and it comes, it's clipped in towards that near post. There is a Chelsea header getting on the end of it, but it's gone well wide of the left-hand post and behind for a goal kick, and it was Levi Coleman in the end who got his head on the end of that one, could direct it on target to Flamengo goalkeeper Agustin Rossi. Just happy to see that one sail past his post towards his left-hand side and behind for a goal kick to the Brazilians. Most is played here at the Lincoln Financial Field Stadium. Goalless between two teams who get to the scene of goal. Obviously, needs on there so far. Who's got two victories in their first games is Rossi. Kicks long this time, right-footed. Sails over the halfway line towards his near side. If they can keep this one in play, it might be a business here. It's kept in by the number 43, Wesley Franco, but an expensive possession. Just kept it in, lost possession. Chelsea quick though to give possession back to the Brazilians who've gone all the way back inside their own half. Leo Pereira now towards the end. Lucas over the halfway line it goes. Certainly been the better team so far. The Brazilians down the left-hand side they come now with Luis Ario inside the penalty, just doing around it slightly, and that allowed the challenge to come in, and it was Casado in the end, back defending, clears long for Chelsea towards the halfway line. Delat picks it up. Delat's looked good actually, a couple of early touches for him as Chelsea with a free kick. Down goes Reece James, who's wearing the captain's armband for Chelsea this afternoon. So it'll be a free kick to Chelsea just outside the centre circle inside their own half. Casado will take it. Casado goes back towards Shalabar. Really just to see what happens with Travis Shalabar now. Of course, returning fresh from that loan spell at Crystal Palace in the starting 11 today. And, looks as if he may well be staying at Stamford Bridge. Another player who was on loan, of course, from Chelsea last season was Raheem Sterling, but he's not even made the squad. He's the unwanted man. It's Raheem Sterling. Arsenal didn't want him. They were quick to hand him back to Chelsea. Chelsea clearly didn't want him back, so interesting to see how that one develops. There's not been any rumours or rumours about Sterling moving elsewhere. Flamengo with possession over the halfway line. They've got plenty of space as well now. Down this near side for the number 43, Wesley Franco. Needs support. In the end, it arrives, but his pass is short. And Neto can clear now for Chelsea's zone over the halfway line. He comes down this left-hand side, just holds the ball up. He's going to try and win something for his team. Throw in anything if he can. Free kick, but in the end, he just loses possessions. He's tackled by Danilo back towards the edge of the penalty area. Go Flamengo in the end. Touched back by Leo Pereira to the goalkeeper Rossi, just on the edge of the six-shot air. Chips the ball up his right foot, then kicks off right-footed. Well over the halfway line. There's no player in a black red shirt. Didn't go all the way through. Will go all the way through to the goalkeeper, but Caldwell's happy to retrieve this one and then plays it square towards his right-hand side to the Spanish goalkeeper Sanchez in orange this afternoon. The ex-Brighton goalkeeper just has possession on the edge of his edge of the D, down towards Caldwell. Caldwell closed down, goes long left foot down towards his side. By him towards Cucurella. Cucurella tries to keep it in play with the header, but to no avail. It's got another play down this near side. It'll be a throw in for Flamengo on the halfway line down their right hand side. It'll be taken by the 21-year-old Wesley Franco. Takes it, gets the ball back down, and it goes in the end. Back it goes to the goalkeeper, Robert Danilo. Now That was Leo Pereira. Back to the goalkeeper again, just on his penalty spot, out towards the right side of his penalty area this time. To Nino once more. In the space for Wesley. Frankie down the near side, low ball towards the halfway line, beautifully flicked on. This is really good from the Brazilians, scampering down this right side. Now it's Gerson, he can play, indeed he can, holds it up, puts it in towards the right side of the penalty area, cross comes in, and there's a comfortable one in the end for Robert Sanchez. Beautifully worked initially, just a really poor cutback. He was definitely onside because he was inside his own half, actually, as the ball was made through to him. Gerson rushing down this right-hand side, picks the ball up, almost level with the six-yard area, clips it in towards the right side of the penalty area, and then a really poor ball in towards the near post, and a comfortable one for Robert Sanchez. It was Diaz Gator, the Uruguayan, who was rushing it towards the right side of the penalty area there. Sanchez out towards Shalamar, towards Gusto, down the line it goes. Reece James just sells Casado a little bit short. It's loose over the fastest bit. Free kick actually to Flamengo. A little bit of afters as well. Casado goes in the book. Could be more as well. There's 2 or 3 players rush around the referee. It's a free kick on this, actually on Jorginho. And it's Casado on his former Chelsea man. So Moses Casado goes into the book. First yellow card, and rightly so as well. It was slight challenge into the back of Jorginho. And again, Casado really was just sloppy generally from Chelsea. On that far side, and in the end, Casado just trying to tidy things up, but won't work out like that for the Ecuadorians. So it's a free kick to Flamengo from the far side. Wearing a mask today is Casado, the Phantom of the Opera. Free kick to Flamengo. We went inside the Chelsea half over the far side, just a few yards of the field from that the left-hand touchline. It's going to be another yellow card dished down. I think it's the referee's got the yellow card. It's Hamilton's put it back now. Casado definitely been worked up, or maybe for the afters that happened following that foul. It's going to be another one. The referee has put it back in his pocket. I don't believe that anybody else was shown the yellow card, given a caution. It's a free kick to Flamengo then. Chelsea have the defensive line just outside the D. There's a little bit of afters going on between Jorginho and Casado there, just on the edge of the D. It's going to be a free kick to come in right-footed over on the far side. And it's Luis Aria to take in the number 7, and it comes right.
Oh, Chelsea, brother.
Across the edge of the 18-yard line, and then volleyed clear by Casado towards the halfway line. Chelsea, when it doesn't think they can, they're in business here because it's ricocheted for Pedro. Neto, I should say, is cleared through on goal, must score, and Chelsea take the lead from absolutely nothing. And Pedro Neto was gifted that one in the 13th minute. They've been under the cosh here, Chelsea. Well, they've taken the lead in the 13th minute. It was just a long ball forward towards the halfway line, and the ball ricocheted off the defender into the path of Neto, and suddenly he was cleared through on goal, pretty much on the halfway line, and all he had to do was keep his composure. That's exactly what he did. Rushed through towards the penalty area and then tapped in beyond the goalkeeper Rossi. And Chelsea, who've been second best in the first 13 minutes, have the lead in the 13th minute. It's the clearance from Wesley Franca. He goes to clear it, and he just volleys it straight into the chest of Pedro Neto, and suddenly Neto's through because he was the last defender. He committed men forward. That free kick, Flamengo, and they've been caught goal to be cleared by the way by Neto. He still had work to do. this
À,
tournament.
cái quan trọng số 1 rồi.
Bayern Munich, of course, taking part as well from Germany, along with Borussia Dortmund, the two German teams in it. And tomorrow, Bayern Munich are in action, as are Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, as well as Fluminense. Just joining us as a cooling break currently. And Cole Palmer certainly making the most of it. He's up barely touched the ball in back, Cole Palmer. What made, I think, about his performance the other night, he looked sort of back to his best, really impressive, but he's barely touched the ball this afternoon so far. His team are leading by a goal to nil despite that. And game is going to restart, and the session is with the Brazilians just to the right of the penalty area. Wesley Frank going to get us underway again. Chelsea leading by a goal to nil. Back to the goalkeeper Rossi, who goes not ball out towards that far side towards the number 6 Ayrton Lucas. Goes back towards the edge of his own penalty area again. Is Leo Pereira, back to the goalkeeper, just on the edge of the 6-yard area. Takes one touch, steadies himself, keeps it on right foot, drills it down the centre, and it's not going to find anybody. That's gone on a play down this near side. Simon Platten was chasing with the ex-Sporting Lisbon man, was never going to get on the end of that one. Chelsea have a throw in inside their own half down the left-hand side, which will be taken by Mark Cucurella. Cucurella just looking for some options here. Gets the ball back off of Enzo Fernandez. Volleys it down the line, but he miscues it. Slices the ball down the line, so it's a throw in to Flamengo on the halfway line, which will be taken by Wesley Franco. He goes to Jorginho, plays it back towards Leo Pereira, just to the left of the centre circle, brings the ball over the halfway line. Clip out towards the far side by Luis Arias, a nice one as well. Gets the ball back, infield it goes again towards Jorginho. He goes down the centre this time towards Platten, gets the ball back again, Jorginho, and then plays it long. Hitting clear on the edge of the 18-yard line for Chelsea. Casado goes down on the challenge. That'll be a free kick just outside the D for Chelsea. He's been involved in pretty much everything at the moment in this first half, as the Ecuadorian this time just barged into by Luis Arias. Free kick then to Chelsea. Just over 10 minutes to go to half time, with Chelsea leading Flamengo by a goal to nil, the second group games for these two sides. Casado himself does take this free kick, finds Gusto over the far side. Gusto back towards the goalkeeper, returns the favour again as he goes out towards the Frenchman. Over the halfway line it goes for Chelsea. Reverse ball by the lap, looking for Cole Palmer, not going to find it. Flamengo can clear. Back towards the edge of their own penalty area they go. With the number 43, Wesley Franco again. Goes back to the D-Lo, just to the right of the D. It goes to Pulgar. Still inside their own half. Pulgar just retreating slightly, and in the end, they go all the way back towards the edge of their own 18-yard line. The Brazilians. Now towards the far side it goes by Wesley Franco again, over the halfway line towards Luis Arias. Just holds the ball up, goes back down the line, played long down that left-hand side. That's one to chase, but I think it will be tidied up by Gusto. Indeed it will, if that Gusto just heads it back to Sanchez in that goal for Chelsea. Just on the edge of his own penalty area, puts the ball down, just to the right of the D, traps the ball under his left foot. Eventually it's closed down by the number 10, Rasqueta. Gusto goes long down that right-hand side. I mean, such as well by Cole Palmer this time infield towards Reece James. This is good from Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez now in the inside left position, out towards Cucurella down this near side. Cucurella now holds the ball up, goes back infield to Enzo Fernandez, and then the sting is taken out of his Chelsea attack, but as Enzo Fernandez plays it low back inside his own half. It's with Cole to Shalabar. Now Reece James again. Over towards that far side it goes. Cole Palmer plays it back inside his own half again to Cole, forward to Cucurella over the halfway line. Infield it goes to Casado. Casado pokes it towards Shalabar, leaves it for Gusto. Gusto brings it over the halfway line, goes long. Down the centre has got too much on him though, chasing out Pedro Neto is straight through to the goalkeeper Augustin. The Argentinian, waste no time at all in bowling that one out for Flamengo. Who had the better of it in the early stages. Just one error really, unfortunate error more than anything else. Gifting that opportunity to Pedro Neto and to full advantage. The Portuguese was going to play down this near side, to be thrown to Flamengo inside their own half down the left-hand side. Only time will tell, of course, how much of an impact this tournament will have on the sides that have taken part, and particularly the sides who advance, the sides who go deep in this tournament. You'd expect two English sides, Chelsea and Manchester City, certainly to advance, certainly beyond the group stages. And, how much of an impact that will have on the start of the following season, the 25-26 season, remains to be seen. Flamengo have got a throw in, level with the Chelsea penalty area down the right-hand side. Taking it short is Gerson. Gerson just retreating slightly, looks over towards that left-hand side, just goes infield towards Pulgar. Pulgar goes out towards Leo Pereira and eventually goes out towards that left-hand side, and Lucas back towards the halfway line it goes for the Brazilians, just to the right of the centre circle now with Wesley Franca. Forward pace out towards this near side. Cucurella there with the back for Chelsea. They get themselves in a little bit of a mix there though, Chelsea, and couldn't take advantage of it. Flamengo. Back to the goalkeeper it goes. Now over on the far side. Now then, can the ball come in towards Delap? It's cleared out towards the far side. Chelsea will come again. Will they allow the corner? The ball is trickling out for a corner, but they've kept it in play through Pedro Neto. Leaves it for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer can't get the ball into the box, but he has got himself a throw-in over on the far side. And good work again by Delap down that right-hand side. He was the one making the run. He sprung the offside trap. Ball comes in towards that penalty area. Chelsea have possession again inside the centre circle with Levi Colwell, who did that goal line clearance a moment ago. Forward to Reece James. Back it goes inside the Chelsea half to Chalobah over at the halfway line to Gusto. Gusto over on that far side looking to take on Luis Ario. He does well as well, cuts infield and then finds Casado. Casado with the diagonal ball from right to left to Cucurella, his ex-Brighton teammate. Down the line it goes towards Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez just he's gone down inside the penalty area there. The referee says play on. He went down quite easily, I have to say. The ball's gone out of play. The Argentinian is furious. He wants a penalty. If it was a foul, it's definitely a penalty because he was inside the penalty area. Just looking at a replay of it, he's gone down too easily there. It's almost as if he's waited. I think if he'd gone down earlier outside the penalty, he might actually got a free kick, but it's almost as if he was desperate to get inside the penalty area and then go down because he wanted the penalty. And in the end, he goes down. It was the challenge. I think it was Wesley Franke with the challenge just to the left-hand side of the penalty area. Benito Fernandez was absolutely adamant that it was a penalty. We're inside stoppage time, by the way, now, so 3 minutes to add on at the end of the 45. VAR are checking for a possible penalty. I thought it was a foul initially, I have to say, but it was outside the penalty area. I think the VAR check is complete. And Enzo Fernandez is not going to get what he wants here. We're inside stoppage time. It's Flamengo